Raise your hand if you've ever eaten breakfast with a giraffe. At Giraffe Manor in Kenya, this is exactly what my family and I did. Giraffes stuck their lengthy tan necks into our bedroom windows looking for snacks. Sometimes they were even looking for kisses. A kiss from a giraffe is much grosser than you'd expect. They have long, slimy tongues that rub against your lips when you go in for a smooch. While this trip was meant to be a fun adventure to celebrate my dad's 50th birthday, I learned things I didn't expect about animals, people, and surprisingly, even myself. While Giraffe Manor was an interesting experience, we didn't stay there long. We spent most of our trip in tents on the savannah. At night, lying in bed, I could hear the roaring of lions, frightening my sister and I. The guides warned us against using flashlights as it might entice a rhino to charge our tent. Well, this sounds really cool. I hated it. I was only 10 and I was convinced that I'd be eaten by a snake, not a lion. Staying on the savannah gave us the opportunity to take some really cool safaris. As you'd expect, we saw elephants, cheetahs, and lions. We also saw a wildebeest crossing, which was actually quite sad since a baby wildebeest was eaten by an alligator. While safaris were amazing, my favorite activity was actually a trip we took over the savannah in a hot air balloon. Seeing the animals from a bird's eye view was incredible. The savannah seemed so small, and the animals looked like ants, tiny and helpless. Soaring over the plains, mesmerized and alert, I snapped lots of pictures and kept my eyes peeled for monkeys and snakes. When my family and I were in Mwiba, my dad and I got the chance to go see the Maasai tribe. As we were driving, I was a little nervous and uncertain about what to expect. Along the bumpy dirt road that led to the tribe, we saw many young children. Some would run up to our Jeep and hold out their hands for money. The kids were so thin, with protruding bellies, images I recalled from the Save the Children commercials. I knew they needed help, and I felt bad that we couldn't stop then and there to help them all. We arrived in the Maasai village, and everyone there seemed happy. Some women were making bread. I got to help roll out the flour. Other women were making necklaces out of vibrant colored beads and string. An older woman gave us a tour of the tiny village the Maasai called home. My dad and I saw where they kept their livestock, grew their crops, washed their clothes, and slept at night. We were shown the tiny gray hut where many small children slept all huddled together. Later, we got to see the Maasai warriors, which were definitely the most interesting part of the experience. If you had seen their jumping dance, you would understand why. Men dressed in red and blue shawls carried long sticks and would stand in a circle and jump as high as they could, which was very, very high. While my dad and I watched in awe, one of them beckoned me to try it. I was hesitant at first. I was persuaded and jumped as high as I could, which wasn't very high. The Maasai tribe definitely did not have a lot of material goods, but they still had smiles and laughter all around them. Their homes were strikingly smaller and simpler than ours. But what they owned didn't matter, because they were surrounded by the people they loved. They didn't care about clothes, toys, phones, iPads, stuffed animals, or slime. They only cared about performing their role within the village and spending time with their family and friends. Eventually, our incredible vacation had to come to an end, as all good things do. My sister and I returned to Fairfield, eager to tell my mom about everything we saw and learned. Of course, we showed her the amazing photos we took and told her about the rhinos outside our tent and giraffes coming into our windows. Then I spent a long time detailing for her the Maasai tribe. I couldn't get over how different they were and how little they had, but also how truly happy they were. It made me think about what it means to be happy. I wondered, is it our stuff that makes us happy, or our family and friends? 10-year-old Kate quickly stopped wondering and went outside to play. But as I look back now, I know the truth. Money doesn't buy happiness. Happiness comes from the people that surround us, the memories we make, and the laughs we share. I'm grateful to have such a great support system. Together, we make memories that last forever. You don't have to go on such an extravagant trip to find happiness. I bet you are all making memories with your family and friends that bring you great happiness. I encourage you to put down your electronics and go spend some time with those you love. Remember, the best things in life are the people you love, the places you go, and the memories you've made along the way. Thank you.